Okay, good morning. We will call to order the August 24th, 2023 meeting of the Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Vice Chair Aquino,
Here.
Director Daniels,
Here.
Director Desmond,
Here.
Director Frost, Director Guerra,
Here.
Director Hume, Director Kennedy, Director Laloe, Director Maple,
Here.
Director Papineau,
Here.
Director Cerna,
Here.
Director Singh Allen,
Here.
Director Terry,
Here.
Director Vang. We have quorum.
Okay, if you'd all please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, Madam Clerk, if you'd please read the board announcements.
Members of the public are encouraged to observe the meeting in real time at metro14live.saccounty.gov, participate in person via Zoom video or teleconference line, and by submitting written comments to boardclerk@airquality.org. Comments will be delivered to the Board of Directors. Public comments regarding matters under the jurisdiction of the Board of Directors will be acknowledged by the chairperson, distributed to the Board of Directors, and included in the record. This meeting of the Sacramento Metropolitan Air Quality Management District is cablecast live without interruption on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on Comcast Consolidated Communications and AT&T UVerse cable system. This meeting is being closed captioned and will be live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting will be repeated on Saturday, August 26, 2023 at 2 p.m. on Channel 14.
Thank you, and if you'd call the first item, please.
The first item on the agenda is the consent calendar. We have items 1 through 4.
Any questions or comments from the board? Do we have any members of the public signed up to
Not
speak?
at this time.
Okay, then we have a motion from Director Maple. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Vice Chair Aquino,
Yes.
Director
Aye.
Daniels,
Aye.
Director Desmond,
Aye.
Director Frost, Director Guerra,
Aye.
Director Hume, Director Kennedy, Director Laloe, Director Maple,
Aye.
Director Papineau,
Aye.
Director Cerna,
Aye.
Director Singh Allen,
Aye.
Director Terry,
Aye.
Director Vang. The consent calendar passes.
Okay. Thank you for being here, Director Cerna. If you could call the next item, please.
The next item is the Air Pollution Control Officer Report, and we have Alberto Ayala to give his presentation. Give me 1 second, and I'll pull it up.
Thank you. Good morning, board members. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you all. I just have a few announcements. Next slide, please. First thing I want to share, for those of you that are on the board of the Sacramento Library, we had a great event, an open house yesterday, and I want to acknowledge Director Hume. I ran into him out there. This is relevant for a number of reasons. Obviously, we're helping out the library, a very important community resource. But you should know that we funded up to 60% of the cost of each of these 2 vehicles. And we're talking to the library. They want to do a few more vehicles. Why is this important? Because it raises awareness that electrification of vehicles is possible in pretty much every application. This is really getting to one of the big challenges that we have in the EV world, which is people still don't know much about the technology and don't have the appreciation of why this is so critical to reach our clean air and climate goals. So essentially, by the library having these EV bookmobiles, they become a billboard for essentially the technology and the cleaner steps that we want to take. So I want to share that with you because, again, particularly for those of you that sit on the board of the library, and we're going to do everything we can to continue to support them and to help them out, right? And again, this is one of those examples where this is why we need a healthy, from a financial standpoint, air district, because the more we can be a force for change, if we have the resources, we can go and try to get some of these state and now pretty soon federal monies to do this kind of thing. Next slide, please. Let me preface before I talk about this by apologizing to Director Daniels because I am probably going to say hydrogen 72 times again. But as you know, next month, we're going to have a little bit of a different board meeting for you. It's going to be in the form of a public workshop, and we are going to invite a number of experts who are going to help us understand what the real potential of green hydrogen should be for the Sacramento region and our transition to the clean energy economy. So stay tuned. Please look forward to that. Regular time, regular place. But again, come with your questions and comments. Next slide. Another thing that we're going to be doing, and thank you, Director Maple, and a few others that are going to be joining us, is we are going to take a trip down south and go kick the tires, what we call a technology showcase, because nothing better than, we can show you 100 PowerPoint slides, but nothing like being able to kick the tires. You're gonna be in the future. You're gonna experience the future, right? And this is gonna be a trip down to the port of Long Beach to go see a tri-generation facility where they basically take biogas and get a few very useful products, including hydrogen. This is already close to being operating, and this is the kind of technology that we're trying to attract to the Sacramento region for a number of reasons. And the other site that we're going to go visit is our friends at WADIB. They have one of the largest charging stations for heavy-duty trucks, and we are going to be doing the same thing, working and supporting them right next to the airport here. And again, the idea is that it's the chicken and egg, right? If we have the technology, where is the infrastructure? Well, we're bringing the infrastructure so the technology can be put to use. So look forward to more of these sorts of trips. We want to make these available to all of you because, again, I believe it's really important for us to give you the opportunity to see it for yourself so that, you don't have to be convinced. Next slide, please. And then staying on the theme, as we know, we are an agricultural region. We belong to a Air Pollution Control Council of 9 air districts. 8 of them are north of us. So you can imagine this is the agricultural heart of California. And one of the things that we are doing as a group of 9 air districts in the Air Basin Control Council is contemplating the question of, I think it's pretty telling that it's not a matter of if, but when the state will ban agricultural burning. It's already done in the San Joaquin Valley, so the clock is ticking. So the question is, what are we going to do with the ag resources, the ag waste that is going to continue to reproduce? Obviously, we're going to continue to do agriculture. And this conference is really trying to tackle that question because guess what? We can actually use these not as ag waste, but as ag resource. And we can use various technologies that are already entering the market, and now we can see a path forward where we can generate useful products, again, like hydrogen, for multiple uses, using what used to be waste. And this conference is really meant to get your colleagues, elected officials who are on the Control Council, in a room of experts and folks like us to really tackle that question, is what is the future for the Northern California region, which is rich in ag resources in terms of what would be the most feasible and reasonable uses of that. So we're going to be in Winters. You've got this announcement. For those of you that have the time and interest, please come out. And again, it's going to be a couple days of just diving into what the future could look like in Northern California. I think this concludes my APCO report.
Question for you, Dr. Ayala.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, the next board meeting when we're doing the hydrogen workshop, is that something that's better for all of us to attend in person, or those of us who sometimes join remotely, will we still be able to get the full effect if we continue to join remotely?
You will definitely get the full effect. I think our invitees, the speakers that we're bringing to you, are preferring to be here because for many of them it's going to be the first time they see you. But again, you can take it from Folsom. We're going to make sure that we give you plenty of opportunity to ask questions and for them to directly engage with you. So you should be okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, if I may, one more that is, again, a very exciting and relevant development in our region. This is the Sutter Energy Center up in Yuba that Calpine is constructing. We are supportive. SMUD is supportive. There's a lot of eyes across the country and the world watching this. Why is this important? It's carbon capture, utilization, and sequestration. We know that we need to reduce carbon at the source to the extent that we can, and we have ideas how to do that, but we also know that it's not going to be enough. So the question is, then what? Well, this could be potentially a game changer, because this really begins at a full scale. So this is not a pilot. This is an actual working 500 megawatt plus facility that is going to begin in 2027 capturing carbon and putting it in geological storage. This is critical because, again, this is the way forward, and the federal government in their climate plans are very clear that carbon capture has to play a role, so we have to figure this out. The state plans are very clear that carbon capture needs to be a part of the solution. And, we have a front row seat to this technology. And as an air district, we're working very closely with our friends in Feather River because guess what? They are the first air district that is going to have to permit a facility of this kind. Never been done before. So a lot of learnings, a lot of opportunity for us to really begin again to see what the future could look like. We are going to be organizing a trip. We have an invitation, very gracious. Calpine has said anytime you want to come and see it. We want to invite you all as well, anybody who's interested, because again, this is really, you begin to see how the policies at the state and the federal level are really translating into change on the ground. And clearly, as the air quality agency we're going to have a role in that. So thank you for that. I think this is the last slide now.
Okay, Director Maple.
Thank you, Chair. I just had if you wouldn't mind sending over the flyer for the workshop, that'd be really helpful, and we'll help share on our social media and push out to our community members as well.
Actually, yeah, that's a really good point. We were waiting for the board presentation. We're going to distribute it pretty widely, so we'll definitely get it to you because, yeah, please help us. The idea is, and honestly, you hear us talk about technology and clean air and hydrogen all the time. We're really trying to get to those that you sit on councils and other boards and commissions that don't normally have access to the information. So by all means, please help us advertise the workshop.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Dr. Ayala?
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, thank you, Dr. Ayala, for participating yesterday in my confirmation process. And I sit on the BCC, and I've had an opportunity to see Dr. Ayala in that effect. And while this event in Winters, when it deals with biomass and agriculture, maybe in another county, this is an 8-county effort to look at what we do with biomethane. And it's important for Sacramento because even though, the city and some of the unincorporated residential areas may seem urban, we still have a lot of rural and agricultural products and biomethane that can be produced. And so while it might seem different crossing the causeway, I encourage you guys to participate because I do think this is a huge opportunity for the greater Sacramento region where we could become the hydrogen fuel center for, I would say, Northern California. Not only with some of our work on wastewater treatment, but the landfills for our region are in Sacramento County as well, and also the agricultural effort. So I do think there is not only an imperative component of managing our air and the biomethane that's released, but there's I think a huge economic opportunity, particularly in producing job opportunities in areas where once the harvest is done, you see the employment opportunities fall. But this is another way to keep our industry locally growing a little even faster. So with that, Dr. Ayala, thanks for participating in that. And I just do want to thank our team here. Amy has been leading that, and there's a lot of work that goes in for 8 counties. So I just want to thank our Air Quality Management District team because they are spearheading this locally.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, call the next item, please.
The next item on the discussion calendar, item number 6, Sacramento Regional 2015 National Ambient Air Quality Standards 8-hour ozone attainment and reasonable further progress plan. And I have David Yang in chambers to give a presentation.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Vice Chair and members of the board. My name is David Yang, and I'm the Program Supervisor in the Monitoring, Planning, and Rules Division. Today, I'll be presenting on the State Implementation Plan for the 2015 Ozone Standard. Next slide, please. So ozone is not directly emitted, but formed through a chemical reaction between nitrogen oxide and volatile organic compounds in the presence of sunlight and heat. The figure on the left shows a different source category that emits these ozone-forming pollutants. We care about ozone because many studies have shown that the ozone concentration above the health standard can cause adverse health impacts, such as aggravating asthma or increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Next slide, please. Because of this, EPA conducts periodic review, and if needed, set public health standards. This is done for 6 criteria, including ozone. When EPA sets a new standard, EPA determines which areas meet or do not meet the standard. If an area does not meet the standard, then EPA classifies them based on how much time they need to reach attainment of the standard. All non-attainment areas are required to develop state implementation plans. Next slide, please. So our plan must include all these key elements, and I'll briefly cover them in the next couple of slides. Next slide, please. So to see where we're at with respect to the standard, we look at the historic and current air quality data. This tells us if we're progressing in reducing emissions and if we're on track to meet our standard. We also look at the emission inventory, which tells us where the emissions have come from, whether it be coming from our stationary sources, which is our businesses, mobile sources like our cars and trucks, our airwise sources, such as household products and consumer products. We use this air quality data in the emission inventory, and we put this information into our air quality model. This air quality modeling tells us when in the future we plan to attain the standard. Next slide, please. So to reach our attainment goal, the plan must show progress. EPA requires us to get at least a 3% emission reduction per year until our attainment date. If we do not meet that progress, then we are required to consider emission reduction measures. These are enforceable strategies that can get the needed reductions, and it can be from the state or local level. There are sources of emissions that are under federal control, and we don't have the authority to regulate those. We also conduct what's called a RACM analysis, or reasonably available control measure analysis. This is where we consider all measures that are reasonable and cost-effective, and with those reductions, can we advance attainment? If we can, then we are required to do so. Next slide, please. The plan also requires us to have contingency measures. These are our backup plan. So if we're not meeting requirement or if we're not showing the needed progress, then these measure kicks in and help us get us back on track. Another element in the plan is the transportation conformity. This is where we work with our partners at SACOG to make sure what they're doing on their end, transportation planning, that it doesn't interfere with our air quality goals. This is done by establishing vehicle emission budgets, and those budgets are approved by SACOG. Next slide, please. So now I want to focus on our plan for the 2015 ozone standard. And we will be bringing this plan back to this board for board action at the next board meeting. The plan covers the Sacramento Federal non-attainment area, which includes all Sacramento and Yolo counties, parts of El Dorado, Sutter, Solano, and Placer counties. We also did work with the other 4 districts in developing this plan. We also worked with SACOG and the California Air Resources Board. Next slide, please. As I mentioned before, EPA conducts periodic review, and the ozone standard has been updated multiple times. For this plan, we'll be focusing on the 2015 ozone standard. Our attainment date for this standard is August of 2033. To demonstrate attainment, though, we have to use the 1 year's worth of data, meaning that we have to show attainment using the air quality data in 2032. Next slide, please. So we have made great progress in reducing ozone concentration in the region. This slide shows a decreasing trend in the ozone concentration. The blue line is the 2015 ozone standard. So as you can see, we're not there yet. Next slide, please. So how do we get there? We are forecasting to reduce emissions from both VOC and NOx. This is done through our current existing programs and newly committed state control measures. We show the NOx reduction here on the left because in the Sacramento region, we will rely on NOx reduction to help us lower our ozone concentrations. The images on the right are the different type of sources that emit NOx. They are from mobile sources, which is our cars and trucks, from our off-road mobile sources, which is farm equipment, trains, and airplanes, and then from our station sources, which are our power plants, engines, and boilers. Again, we anticipate meeting the standard using the air quality data in 2032. Next slide, please. So this plan meets all of our plan requirement. There is one issue that we are waiting for EPA to provide further directions. This has to do with contingency measures or our backup measures. While we do have backup measures in our plan, EPA is still finalizing their guidance, and we'll be looking at the guidance to see if there's anything else we need to consider for contingency measures. Next slide, please. And these are our contingency measures in plan. CARB is currently working to update the small check program. The air districts, we are all plan to amend our architecture code rules by December 2024. Next slide, please. So for next steps, the plan has been released for public review and comment. As I mentioned, we will be bringing back this plan to you all for board action at the next board meeting. If adopted, the other district will follow and bring this plan to their respective boards for approval. Next slide, please. So if adopted by all air districts, then this plan will go to the CARB board on October for adoption. And once adopted at their board, the CARB will submit the plan to EPA. Next slide, please. So in closing, we have made great progress in reducing emissions and reducing ozone concentration in the region. And we have a path forward in attaining the 2015 ozone standard by using air quality data in 2032. EPA is currently looking to update the ozone standard, and it will be more stringent in the future. This will pose some challenges. The Sacramento region will continue to grow, and the pollution will increase along with that growth. So we'll need help from all levels of government, including the federal government, to help control emission from all sorts of categories. Next slide, please. So this concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Very interesting. Thank you, Mr. Yang. We do have a couple of board members who would like to speak. Director Daniels.
Thank you very much. One of the slides you said indicated that CARB was looking at adopting some sort of smog measure.
Yes.
Do you know what that entails?
Yes, so these will be contingency measures, meaning there'll be backup measures. So if an area fails to meet its milestone or attained by the attainment date, then this measure kicks in, and they will require the area to be to have more frequent small checks.
More frequent?
Yes.
So more frequent than every other year? Can only be every year?
Yeah, so currently I think the small check program requires it at year 8, and so it will require the small check to be done sooner to capture those.
You mean on newer cars?
Yeah.
When you say, yeah, but
They'll be done
I mean,
as
the
year
public's
7,
out there
8.
driving around. I drive a car older than 8 years, so and so people may be looking at having to smog their cars more often than every other year. Is what you're saying? Is what they're looking at. Would that
No,
be correct?
it requires them to look at newer cars.
The newer cars would have to go more often.
Let me help. What they're doing is trying to cut down. Right now, 8 years and older have to get a test. The frequency is going to stay the same. What the Air Resources Board is contemplating is going only out to 6 years. So 7th and 8th will have to now be tested. And the idea is that there's going to be some emission reductions in there. So it shouldn't impact the frequency of the testing. It's just they're going to capture more vehicles to be testing, 2 model years.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Director Frost.
I was just wondering if you could elaborate a little bit on you said that you'd be looking at architectural coatings and how that impacts air quality. I was just curious.
Correct. So the architectural coating, what we're considering for this plan is that it will become a backup measure, meaning that if we do not meet requirements or attained by the attainment standard, then we'll be updating the route so that it conforms to existing state guidelines. Currently, In our plan, we're proposing that it be a backup measure. So it won't become effective until we need it to make up or bring us back on track into getting those emission reductions.
And is that just paint, architectural coating, or what does that mean?
Yes, so it's architectural coating, so it's paints.
Okay. It's a fancy
Yeah.
term for that. I haven't heard before.
If you would like. So the architectural coatings, just as you were saying, Vice Chair Aquino, these are paints. These are your home paints. These are your exterior. This is the interior when you're painting a room for either yourself, your kids say, hey, I want the new, hottest paint in the room. And just to be clear, the standard we're going to be putting into the regulation, which will come to this board, so the board will get a much more detailed version on it, it will be consistent with existing state guidelines. And there are some other districts, for example, South Coast, that have actually already adopted these limits. So these type of paints are already available today on the market, and we would simply be applying them, as David said, as a backup measure should we fail to be making progress toward our attainment.
Okay.
Oh, so we'll be updating our requirements basically, so anyone who does something new will need to use those types of paints.
Correct.
Basically.
And this is a point of sale. So, for example, what would happen is we'll bring to this board in late spring, early summer next year, we'll bring forward the regulation. The limits would only go in effect if we trigger these requirements. And if they go into effect, then from that point forward, that would be the type of paint that people would buy at your Home Depot, your Lowe's, your Sherwin-Williams.
Got it. Thank you.
But for the end user, for the buyer, should be completely transparent, because basically the compliance expectation is on the retailer. So where you go buy it, they are the ones that are going to be subject to compliance.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I don't see any other questions or hands raised. Next item, please.
The next item on the calendar, item number 7, Clean Cars for All program updates, and I have Cindy Mann in the chambers to give a presentation.
Good morning.
Good morning, Vice Chair Aquino and members of the board. My name is Cindy Mann. I'm a program supervisor in the Transportation and Climate Change Division. I oversee the Clean Cars for All program, and today I'm going to be speaking with you about some program successes as well as the programs headed in the future. Next slide, please. A little bit of background on our program. Our program provides incentives for income-qualified residents of disadvantaged communities in Sacramento County the opportunity to scrap and replace a 2008 or older model year vehicle, and in return get a grant to help purchase a cleaner technology, such as a conventional hybrid, plug-in, or battery electric vehicle. As of March 2019, we have been providing clean and reliable transportation while stimulating the regional economy and supporting the transition to zero-emission vehicles. Our funding comes from the state and the California Air Resources Board. Next slide, please. A little about program successes. As of June 30th, 2023, we have provided over 1,000 awardees in Sacramento County with award letters. This allows them to go to one of our participating dealerships and purchase a vehicle with our grant funding. 719 of those people have purchased vehicles. 396 of those vehicles have been plug-in electric vehicles. Next slide, please. Now, our program just doesn't give money for vehicles. We also offer a $2,000 incentive to help towards infrastructure. And with that, it can come in the form of public charging credits or installation of infrastructure within their homes. To date, 310 individuals have access to charging with public charging credits, and 184 have installed the installation of infrastructure within their home, thus allowing them to have the cleanest miles of their vehicle. Next slide, please. We have invested over $6 million in the region due to this program, but nothing says success to me like the positive feedback we hear from our program participants. We send out a survey to our participants and ask them to tell us about the program and how the vehicle has impacted their life. The information I'm going to share with you is from those respondents. The graph on this slide is represented in percentages. So, for example, 90% of our program participants have stated they've spent less on fuel. They've also stated they spend less on vehicle repairs. They have a positive change in income and better employment opportunities. The quote on the slide says it all. Thank you so much for this program. I'm a single mom to 2 boys, and I've never imagined myself to be able to afford an EV. With this EV, I was able to save more money than a gas car because this car requires little to no maintenance. I don't have to spend my time waiting in line for gas or worry about running out of gas before I take my kids to school the next day because it'll always be full when I wake up every morning. We're not only providing clean and reliable transportation, we're helping to improve their quality of life. Next slide, please. So what is going to happen in the next phase of our program? Well, we've received $12 million in funding. With that funding, we're going to be able to expand this program to all income qualified residents of Sacramento County, not just those residing in disadvantaged communities. We're going to be able to raise the maximum grant award amount from $9,500 to $12,000 for those participants residing in disadvantaged communities. We're going to continue to expand on our clean mobility options. This is where someone can scrap their car, get $7,500, and with that, use it towards public transportation, e-bike, and car sharing platforms. There's a possibility that zero-emission motorcycles are going to be coming to the program, and my team and I are going to continue to work with the California Air Resources Board to get incentives for individuals that need adaptive equipment. This can come in the form of wheelchair ramps or lifts that they need on the new vehicles. Now, we are still working through our existing funding, but we'll be sure to reach out to the board and program partners when these programmatic changes are going to take place. Next slide, please. In addition to the work we are doing, there are complementary mobility efforts being made by the California Air Resources Board, ET Community, and Green Tech to reach communities of color in Sacramento County. We will continue to work with members of our board, community-based organization, to bring this program to the residents of Sacramento County that need it the most, those most affected by air pollution and economic disparities. I thank you for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Director Guerra.
Thank you very much. First of all, I just wanted to thank the Air District staff for this, this program, and it has. I would like any new program, it always has its challenges, but one of the key things that happens, and I have a 2006 Kia. Mr. Daniels and I were talking about the age of our vehicles, and something's always going wrong with it. And once this thing finally dies, I'm going for a full electric. But that's a common thing for a lot of working families, is that the reliability of their vehicle, and if they miss a day or whatnot of work, it could lead to a chain of events that they just can't get out of. And so watching and having gone to some of these, when we did the ribbon cutting for one of the locations, and seeing them to be able to now have reliability and lesser maintenance costs and lesser transportation costs is a very positive thing that we're helping people kind of take that next step. But in a clean way. So I want to highlight that. And then also, we did something ingenious, and I'd like to get an update on where we are, not just the scrap and replace, but the scrap and forget program. And I'd like to get an update that on a future meeting or not, and how we're pairing that with in the November kickoff to the $10,000 that are going to be available for electric cargo bikes. Because those electric cargo bikes, like mine, will haul 480 pounds. And that means I can take the 2 kids plus all their gear, and they have a fun time, and I don't pay for parking. So I'd like to figure out how we do the scrap and replace, but also the scrap and forget, and maybe looking at the evolution of electric cargo bikes. And I can imagine that, and as battery technology changes, those electric cargo bikes, are going to become much more of a option given the good weather we generally have here in Sacramento.
If I may, Vice Chair, completely agree with you. And if you can recall, this came up at your confirmation hearing yesterday. So I think the legislature is going to be very interested in watching closely how you and your colleagues on the Air Resources Board tackle the question of active transportation. So this is not just replacing EVs, but let's think about a future where we may not necessarily need to rely on a vehicle to get around. So this is absolutely where we want to take the program, and we need all of your support, particularly you, now that you're at the Air Resources Board.
Director Maple.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to say, well, the irony of this is that my car did break down this morning, and I am currently carless. But prior to that happening, I drive an 11-year-old Nissan Leaf, fully electric, and early adopter, and it's been really an amazing experience for me. Not have to pay for gas. Plug it in at home, plug it in at work, and the maintenance has been really, helpful. And I represent a lot of these communities that are lower income and that wouldn't necessarily have access to these without this type of program. And so it's really exciting to see the success. I want to thank everyone who's been a part of this and made it happen and help it. I know it's been a great help to the city of Sacramento and our residents. And I'm also really happy that it includes the infrastructure help as well, because if you layer on my district with a map of where charging stations are, you'll see that it's a charging desert. It's very difficult to find a place. And so being able to have that infrastructure installed in your home and have that help is really, I think, crucial to the program's success, because people are thinking of chicken and egg here, right? Like, sure, maybe I can afford to buy a used EV, but if I can't find a place to charge it, I'm not going to make that choice. So the more that we can, create reliable infrastructure and make it easier for people, the better. And I'm just really excited to see that. I love that you mentioned active transportation. So the city, we just discussed our climate action adaptation plan at the city this Tuesday, and active transportation was, I would say, without a doubt, the number one thing that residents came and spoke about at our meeting. Of, it's not just EVs. That's really important. People are going to need cars, but hopefully we can shift the way that we look at our region as a whole and how we transform that and make it easier for people to make other choices, whether it's biking, whether you're skateboarding, whether you're walking. And we know right now it's pretty unsafe in the city in a lot of corridors, but we're working on that. So I think this is all part of that. And then, of course, the motorcycle component I'm keenly interested in, because, fun fact, I have my motorcycle license. So just thank you so much for your work on this program.
You're welcome.
If I may, let me emphasize, particularly you, the city representatives, when you go back to your councils and do your Air District report, help us publicize. One key point that Ms. Mount made is this is now eligible countywide. Up to this point, we've been restricted to the disadvantaged communities. Now, anybody in the county that is income eligible can come and participate. And you can see $12,000, that's a big chunk of a nice new car. And the income levels are very, very moderate. So we're not talking, this is a lot of people that could potentially take advantage, and you can help us get the word out. So please keep that in mind.
Okay, thank you. I don't see any other requests to speak. That brings us to board ideas, comments, and AB 1234 reports. Anybody have anything? I will share that the Folsom Police Department has entered the world of electric vehicles. On Tuesday night, our city council approved the purchase of 2 Teslas. So very exciting. I am most interested to see how the police chief decides who gets to drive those. So I don't know if they're going to Rochambeau or go on seniority or what, but that will be fun to see. So yeah, go ahead, Director Maple.
Well, that's really exciting. Awesome. I just want to take a moment to congratulate our colleague, Director Guerra, for his confirmation to the California Air Resources Board. I heard it was intense, and you did a great job, so congratulations.
Okay, nothing further. It's 9:38. We are adjourned. Thank you.